What is going on, traders? In this video, we're going to go over some key levels as well as my expectations for this week. Before we get into that, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. Now, if we're looking at the ES, SPY mini futures, things are looking pretty bullish right now. Your key level here is 53.23. We want to see a hold above 53.23. Right now we're at 53.28, kind of bouncing between 53.28, 53.30, and things are looking really good. What I would like to see as far as the ES goes, we go down to our hourly time frame. I just want to see a retest, which it looks like we could potentially be getting that. A retest of 53.23 range and then a move higher. At that point, we're looking at our psych levels, which is 53.50, 53.75, and then 53, well, not 53, but 5400. Okay, at that point. So be on the lookout for that. As far as downside goes, honestly, if we want to be bearish, if you are looking for a bearish move, 52.50. Okay, 52.50. We get below 52.50, I think there's going to be a lot of pain across the board in the market. Okay, so I'm not going to go over the tedious levels that we always go over because every time we get to those levels, we just immediately bounce back up, buyers step back in, and buyers right back up. So 52.50, which is down here, these guys down here is where you want to see a break in order for me to be somewhat bearish or more bearish than whatever. Okay. So be on the lookout for that move. 52.50 to the downside, and you want to see a move up or a hold above 53.23. All right. As far as Nasdaq looks a little sketchy, I would say. I'm not really liking how the Nasdaq is looking personally. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully this is like making sense just by looking at it. So if you paid attention to my tutorial videos, right now we're below the supply and demand zone, this 4 hour supply and demand zone on the Nasdaq. And right now we're having a hard time getting above 18,610. If we get above 18,610, we could be looking at a move towards 18,650. Now, I've told you guys in plenty of videos that wicks tell you where sellers and buyers are. And right now, we have a lot of sellers at around 18,650, between 18,650 and 18,710. All right. What we want to see happen is we want to get these guys out of their position. We want to stop them out of their position. We want them to panic, close their position, and then we go much higher. Okay. So a move above 18,710 is what I would like to see on the NASDAQ for me to be excited about this move or this jump that we're getting currently in after hours. Okay. After that, you're looking at a move towards 18,800, and then you're looking potentially at a move towards 19,000. So be on the lookout for that as far as the NASDAQ goes. As far as downside goes, honestly, again, wicks tell you where buyers and sellers are. You got a lot of buyers here. You got a lot of buyers here. You want to see a break below 18,350 before you can potentially start saying, up bearish, I'm bearish, or you start being a perma bear, whatever the case may be. That's the move you want to see as far as the NASDAQ goes. But right now, buyers continue to step in. They stepped in here, they stepped in here, they stepped in here. So until we start stopping these guys out of their position, until we start stopping these guys out of their position, I'm pretty neutral as far, at least on the tech side, I'm pretty neutral. All right. And that's really all I have as far as the NASDAQ goes. As far as Bitcoin goes, Bitcoin actually looks really good here. I will say that much. All right. So as you guys can see, Bitcoin is currently holding above our trend. And I even alerted this in the Discord as a trade, as you guys can see, Forex signal, Bitcoin. We bought in at 7,500. My first target was 71,800, 74,200, 76,500. We already took profit at around 71,000. I want to say, yeah, 71,000. We took profit around there. I wasn't planning on really holding it too long anyway. So, yeah. But these are still my targets as far as Bitcoin goes. And that's pretty much it as far as Bitcoin. Bitcoin just looked good. It really does. If we go down to a smaller time frame, as you guys can see, we broke above my trend. It's connected. It's not in Narnia. It makes sense. You got a connection here, connection here. We go all the way back, connection there. And yeah, so it looks like we're trying to mount above here. And as long as we hold above 70,500 guys, I think Bitcoin can go higher. All right. It's that simple. There's really not much to talk about here. I am bullish on Bitcoin. We will have the halving soon. So I would be skeptical as far as a potential sell off happening. But right now, Bitcoin looks good for more upside. So keep that on your radar and keep those price targets that I was talking about 71,800, 74,200, 76,500. All right. Those are my targets as far as Bitcoin goes. SPY, not much to talk about here. I mean, the ES is currently gapping up and pretty much going crazy. So it looks like we could potentially see a gap up move. Right now on the SPY, you just want to see a move above 52, well, 524.6. Until that happens, not much to talk about here. I mean, the ES is pretty much going crazy right now. So it's safe to say that SPY could, if this move continues, then SPY will pretty much make the same move. All right. But again, if you paid attention Thursday, we had a hard time getting past, I would say 525 really. We had a time getting to 525. So that will be the area that I'll be looking at, or our psych level that I'll be looking at. After that, you're looking at a move towards 527 and then 530. Okay, you're in price discovery mode, plain and simple. All right, so be on the lookout for those key levels. As you guys can see, buyers are just there was just a lot of indecision here. As you guys can see, just a lot of indecision, which is another reason why I just did not want to make a video. It was just nothing going on here. It's just boring. All right, so not much to talk about there, but that's what you want to see as far as the SPY for more upside. You want to see a break above 525 or a break and hold above 525. As far as downside goes, you want to see a break below 521. You break back below 521. You can say 520 if you want to be safe and look at your psych level instead. You break below 520, then you're looking at a move towards 517. Okay, 517. You break below 517, it can get really ugly and you'll start heading towards the bottom of the supply and demand, well, not the bottom supply and demand zone, but right about down here at 515. So there's a lot of tight ranges to the downside. All right, so yeah, main thing you really want to pay attention to is the ES. Simple as that. You pay attention to the ES. ES is going to tell you everything. ES breaks below 5,250. That's when you should start looking to be bearish on the SPY. Plain and simple. But right now, the SPY itself just has a lot of tight ranges, a lot of consolidation levels. It's just hectic. Okay, you got consolidation here. You got a lot of sellers here. You got it's just all here. Here you got a lot of buyers down here. It's just a lot going on. Again, wicks tell you where sellers and buyers are, and that's all you really need to know. Okay, that's really all you need to know. As long as you pay attention to where the buyers and sellers are, everything else comes easy. Triple Qs, pretty much the same as the Nasdaq. We're below this supply and demand zone, this 4 hour supply and demand zone. Until we get out of this range, which is above 450, there's not much to talk about here. I mean, it's really not, guys. So that's really all I have as far as the triple Qs go. We break below 439, then you're looking at a move towards 436. After 436, you're looking at your main level that everybody is talking about in the world, 433. Okay, 433. Okay, until we get there, there's not much to talk about here. Nvidia, so Nvidia has me very skeptical. Now, if you follow my strategy, Nvidia is pretty much following my strategy down to a Q on the 4 hour. We broke below our supply and demand zone. We broke below a pivot trend line, which is very important here. Nvidia looks scary. Okay. And if the market decides it wants to follow Nvidia, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Apple decides to take over and go to the upside, or maybe most of tech goes to the upside while Nvidia drops and continues to just, and everything else holds the market up, then we might be good. But if Nvidia just takes over and the market just wants to follow Nvidia, or just we won't even say the market, just the Qs decide to follow Nvidia, then things can look very ugly. Our projected move on Nvidia, if we look at the daily time frame, and this is very ironic. Okay, this is very ironic. This is why I tell you guys this thing works. The projected move is all the way to 823. 823 is where this gap fill is. Okay. So yeah, Nvidia looks scary here. Now I will say the close above 900 on Thursday is a good sign for more upside, and I honestly would not be surprised if Nvidia decides it wants to retest. So let's mark this out for you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Nvidia decides it either wants to retest 930 or even go as high as 950 before we see another move down. Now, I know everyone's expecting Nvidia to hit 1K. That would be nice. That honestly would be nice. But right now, if I'm following my strategy, Nvidia does look like it's trying to reverse and see more downside. And if that happens, then it's safe to say, given on his historical data and how the market has been reacting to Nvidia, that we could be looking at the SPY and the Nasdaq following along Nvidia. And I could be wrong, but right now it's following my strategy down to a T. So I will be very cautious as far as even trading NVIDIA to the upside. And I understand you probably don't want to trade NVIDIA to the downside, but just be patient, watch, see what happens, wait maybe 30 minutes into the market. At least that's what I plan on doing before making a real decision. Okay. That's what I plan on doing. Do what you want with that information. All right. But the projected move right now is towards 823. I would say the first key level here is 900, obviously. After that, you're looking at 870 and then 850. And again, why are we looking at 850? Because 850 is where buyers are. Okay. You got buyers here in these wicks here. You got buyers here. You got buyers here. They're all around 850. We get rid of these guys, then Nvidia it'll probably tank really hard if we get rid of these guys. All right. And we stop them out of their positions. So hopefully that makes sense. That's really all I got. There was really not much to go over, honestly, just based off of last week. No volume, just a lot of consolidation, and that's the main reason why I didn't push out any videos last week. There was just nothing to talk about. All right. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. And if you didn't, let me know. Let me know how I can improve the channel. I'm always open for suggestions. But other than that, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Discord link is in the description as well. If you want my signals, we do stocks, we do crypto, we do Forex, we do all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, traders.